Friday Reads, take 4. I am not starting this video again. I have been getting tongue-tied, and no, it's not happening again. If we get tongue-tied in the video, we're just gonna roll with it. Because I talk so much and I talk so fast sometimes that, words just bloop together. You guys ever have that problem? I know I do, especially on the phone with friends and family. If you're actually having a conversation with someone and you're talking really fast to them because they know who you are, they know how you speak, and yeah. It's embarrassing sometimes, but that is okay. Welcome to this video. Today we are going to do a Friday Reads. Woo, woo, woo. It's actually a very, very cold and dreary Thursday where I am, but we are not going to tell anybody that. We're just going to pretend it's Friday and move on. Any Friday Reads video that you see is actually filmed on Thursday. Little behind the scenes secret for you. I have not felt like doing much at all today. I hope you guys were more productive than I was. I went out to my grandmother's for a little bit, and then I went to see an aunt, and she actually gave me this antique sewing table. It looks like a little cabinet, but then you open the top up and it folds out flat like a table, and then on the inside of one side is where you would put your sewing machine and then raise it when you get ready to use it. I think it's awesome, and I can't wait to refinish it and do all that good jazz that I like to do. I made some dinner, but I haven't finished everything that I had on my to-do list for today. So hopefully we're gonna make this video as brief as possible so I can maybe get a couple more things done before I turn in for the evening, and maybe read a little more too. This week has not been my best reading week. Last week was fantastic. I was super pleased. This week, I have only finished 1 book so far, and I need that number to be 2 books. We're just going to get into it, and I'll show you why I need it to be 2. But we're going to start with the first book that I finished, the only book that I have finished, and it's this guy right here, The Little Shop of Found Things. This is by Paula Braxton. I loved this book, gave it 4 stars. It is about a girl named Santa and her mom who have just moved to a smaller town and opened up an antique shop, and she has an affinity for objects. She can tell their story when they sing to her, and this one object that she finds sends her back into the past to try and correct a wrong that was done. I really enjoyed this book, you guys. I only wished that it would have been a little more at the end, but then I went on Goodreads and found out that this is actually the first in a series, and I did look up Paula Braxton and saw that she had another series out. I just don't remember the name off the top of my head, but book 2 in the other series followed a completely different character than book 1. I'm gonna need book 2 in this series to follow the same character because I need resolution to the story. So now we're getting into the books that I am currently in the middle of, and the first one is Another Woman's Husband by Jill Paul. This is the one that I need to have finished because it is due back to my library Saturday. It's really due back before they open on Sunday morning, so I could go and drop it off at, I want to say they open at 11, so I could drop it off at 10:58. As long as it's in the drop box when they open the doors, we're good, which is what I might have to do because I'm finding that this is putting me in a slump, which is very, very disappointing because I love the history that it's covering, but there's not enough history in it. And I feel that the characters are black and white. There is no gray. The main characters that we're following don't have room for gray, and it makes them a little bit dry. That's just my opinion. I know a lot of people really like her as an author, but I just need the characters to be a little more dynamic or to have more history in it, which I don't think it's going to. I am currently that far in where my little receipt from the library is sticking out, and it's just not very history filled. I'm going to have to get my fix of Wallace Simpson and Diana from another book. I don't have a problem with her writing style per se. I think it's more so the characters. And because it is told in 2 points of view, I have been skimming a bit. So I don't know if I'm going to finish it yet. I'm going to try my darndest to pick it up and read a lot of it tomorrow and maybe finish it up on Saturday if needed, but We're gonna see. I'll keep you guys updated. So then I have a book from my physical TBR, and that is Jacobi. I have actually also checked this out on the Overdrive app. I'm currently on chapter 11, so then I can read it when I am not here, read it on my phone whenever I'm out and about and have a couple minutes to spare. And I'm just picking it up, going at it a little at a time. I think that's because of the paranormal element, because that's not really my thing, but I'm going to try it. And so, yeah, we will see. I don't have a problem with Jacobi. I just think that it might be a little bit too Sherlock Holmes, like the way that he's described as being so eccentric. It might be a little too similar to Sherlock Holmes for me, but I am that far in, so it's really too soon to make an accurate assessment of Jacobi. So the last book that I am currently reading is this guy right here. It is The First Conspiracy by Brad Meltzer. This is a nonfiction novel about George Washington and the time of the Revolutionary War and the acts of espionage that were going on at that time. I'm really enjoying this book, you guys. I am surprised at how smooth the writing is, how fascinating it is. And one thing that I really, really like about this book is that all the chapters are broken up. So you have, each chapter is no longer than 6 to 8 pages, which it's really good if you're in a rush and just want to read something really quickly, or don't like to stop in the middle of a paragraph or in the middle of a chapter like myself. That is annoying. I hate doing that. And, you know, when you get those books with really long chapters, you're just like, what am I going to do? But this one is great. The chapters are short, the story is gripping, and I am predicting good things for this book. So I think the 3 books that I showed you guys there are quite enough to cover me for next week. I also have the review book that I mentioned in last Friday Reads that I still have to download and get started. They make downloading those things so difficult. I don't want to get on my computer. I want to be able to download it onto my device. Can you not work with me a little bit here, please? But no, that's okay. That's okay. That's the thing. My device or my computer runs extremely slowly. So I'm not very patient. I turned it on the other day and I just wasn't patient enough to download the other book yet, to be honest. But I also do have something else here. I was treated to something very special. I got a Book of the Month subscription, and I was going to open it for you guys to see what we have inside here that I'm going to read very, very soon. So I did already cut it. That's the only thing I did, because me and knives, we don't go well at all. Okay. That's what it looks on the inside. Gotta take it back to that side. It says Read, Love, and Repeat on the inside of the cover there. We're gonna pull these bad boys out. I did choose the first book, and then I actually wanted an add-on because I'm me. I saw the other book and I checked the library and things like that, and I couldn't find it. I couldn't request it. So yeah, that's what happened there. All right, so the first thing in the box is a little postcard that says Book of the Year, Circe, which I still have not read. I need to get on that ASAP. And then on the back it just has previous Book of the Month choices. Haven't read that, haven't read that. Have that, have not read that. Adored that. I adored the Kiss Quotient, you guys. It was amazing. All right, and then we have a little bookmark. And on the back it says, when you read about the lives of other people, you are a part of their lives for that moment. You inhabit their lives and you feel what they are feeling, and that is compassion. And that's a quote by Amy Tan. So the first book that I got is The Silent Patient. This is by Alex Michaelides, and it is a thriller. And what better way to get you out of a slump than a thriller? Am I right? I'm right. I love me a good thriller. So we're just going to read the little blurbs on the inside for them. I also just noticed that on the cover, it actually has that on the cover itself. Okay, so this says, Alicia Berenson's life is seemingly perfect. A famous painter married to an in-demand fashion photographer, she lives in a grand house overlooking a park in one of London's most desirable areas. One evening, her husband Gabriel returns home late from work, and Alicia shoots him 5 times in the face and then never speaks another word. Alicia's refusal to talk or give any kind of explanation turns a domestic tragedy into something far grander, a mystery that captures the public imagination and casts Alicia into notoriety. The price of her art skyrockets, and she, the silent patient, is hidden away from the tabloids and spotlight at the Grove, a secure psychiatric unit in North London. Criminal psychotherapist Theo Faber is captivated by Alicia's story and jumps at the opportunity to work with her. His determination to get her to talk and unravel the mystery of why she shot her husband takes him down a path more unexpected, more terrifying than he ever imagined. A search for the truth that threatens to consume him. Sounds so good. Okay, and then the book that I had to add on because I couldn't find it at the library and I really thought it sounded great and wanted to read it is called Made. This is by Stephanie Land. It says hard work, low pay, and a mother's will to survive. So this one says, at 28, Stephanie Land's plans of breaking free from the roots of her hometown in the Pacific Northwest to chase her dreams of attending a university and becoming a writer were cut short when a summer fling turned into an unplanned pregnancy. She turned to housekeeping to make her ends meet, and with a tenacious grip on her dream to provide her daughter the very best life possible, Stephanie worked days and took classes online to earn a college degree, and began to write relentlessly. She wrote the true stories that weren't being told, the stories of overworked and underpaid Americans, of living on food stamps and WIC coupons to eat, of the government programs that provided her housing but that doubled as halfway houses, the aloof government employees who called her lucky for receiving assistance while she didn't feel lucky at all. She wrote to remember that fight, to eventually cut through the deep-rooted stigmas of the working poor. Made explores the secret underbelly of upper-middle-class Americans and the reality of what it's like to be in service to them. I'd become a nameless ghost, Stephanie writes about her relationship with her clients, many of whom do not know her from any other cleaner, but who she learns plenty about. As she begins to discover more about her clients' lives, their sadness and love too, she begins to find hope in her own path. So obviously this is a nonfiction novel, and I cannot wait to read her story. So those were the books that I read this week, or were reading this week, or the books that I'm going to read next. I do have another quick announcement before I end this video, and that is that I have finally decided on a filming schedule for my channel. So every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, I will be posting a bookish video, with Friday being Friday Reads, and then every Tuesday will be my True Crime Tuesday video. So I think that's going to fit, rather than me just posting sporadically whenever I film a video or finish editing a video. I think that's going to work out well. I am a planner, so I like to have things on a schedule, and it was just driving me nuts. So I needed to organize things and be more meticulous with my uploading. So there we have it, guys. That is my Friday reads for the third Friday in January. Wow. Time is really going, I think. What are you guys reading this week? And what do you think about what you're reading this week? That's, I think, the most important thing. So what do you think about what you are currently reading? Because I think out of what I'm currently reading, this one is the only one that's really doing anything for me. And I really don't want to stop, but I just feel so slumpy. And that was a New Year's resolution I made to myself, is to put a book down if I'm not enjoying it. I just feel bad. I feel bad, guys. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please let me know by clicking that thumbs up button and subscribing to become part of the tribe. I will see you in my next video. Bye.